Alright, what's going on, ladies, gentlemen, and those who are confused? My name is Pingu, and welcome to a very special Playing Smart video. This is going to be basically an amalgamation of my past few Playing Smart videos and just some general tips that I've taken from all of them to that will really help you guys step up your game and maybe get some of those higher streaks that you're having difficulty getting. So the first tip I have here is use the objective to your advantage. As you'll see on this hardpoint here, what I like to do is sit in this room right beside it and pick off any enemies that are coming towards it from the pool back there or from the front, using my equipment and stuff to my advantage. Tip number 2 is run UAV based score streaks. So what I generally like to do is use the orbital VSAT and the EMP, and this is because it gives me the best situation in that I know where the enemy team is at all times, just using my UAV, and then it gives them the worst situation in that they have no radar, they can't call in kill streaks, all that good kind of stuff that that's going to be able to help you on your way to some higher streaks. So the third tip here is stay aware of your surroundings. Right there, I almost got killed by that guy because I wasn't paying attention. I didn't notice on the UAV that he was actually sitting right there in that corner. And right there, I noticed that that car was on fire, so I quickly blew it up so it didn't kill me. Right here, you want to know when to run away from gunfights. So I could see on the radar that there's a bunch of enemies right in that hard point there, so I just ran away, waited for them to think I was gone, and then caught that guy by surprise. So that's kind of a tip you want to do for any kind of general play, is just don't take on too many people at once. Know when you're getting yourself into a situation that's going to get you killed and try and get out of there, because it's going to save your life more often than you really probably know. It's a great way to grab higher streaks and to maybe even get a nuclear medal. So the next tip here is use the right gun for the right situation. That guy had a sniper, and I was going to try and outgun him with my MP7 at range, and that is just never going to work, ever. You want to back off and use a gun that's more suited to the situation that you're in. So if you're in a long-range gunfight, don't try and use an SMG. I know it's pretty straightforward, but I'm running a class here that doesn't actually have a secondary on it, so what I did was I picked up that SMR as soon as I could, as soon as I saw it on the ground, and then I would use it in this gameplay for any situation that called for it. My sixth tip here is use every part of your class. So right there I used my C4 to my advantage. I took that guy out, and then I was able to quickly take out the guy behind him as well because I still had a full clip of ammo, and I had used the C4 to kill the guy before him. So it kept me off the radar because, well, obviously I'm using a silenced gun anyway, but C4 doesn't obviously show up on the radar. I also like to use my trophy systems as easy ways to get points on hardpoint, because there are people who are always constantly throwing things at the hardpoint, so I'll just throw my trophy system on there and it gets me an easy 50 points, and you know, that 50 points might end up getting me to an orbital VSAT or another streak that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. My next tip is don't take on too many enemies head on. So right there I saw there was about 3 people coming at me, and I just decided to get the hell out of there because there's no reason that I should have to take all of those guys on at once. I'd rather get out of their way and just attempt to either get around behind them, flank them, anything other than taking them on head on, because it's a terrible idea, especially when you're on a high streak like I am right now, to just rush in and try and take on a bunch of people at once. It's better to get yourself into a position that's gonna give you an advantage over the other team. So I know a lot of this stuff sounds kind of basic, but I think a lot of it bears repeating. And it just makes sense when you're trying to get higher streaks. Is just playing a little bit more conservatively and a little bit more smart than you normally would. My 8th tip here is let your score streaks do your dirty work. So if you do have some kind of streak that's going to kill enemies on, just when it's up, let it do the work. The 9th tip here is use your teammates as scapegoats. And I know that sounds kind of bad, but it's just basically what I mean to say is if they're going to run into a hard point and get killed, let them do it, and then you can find out where the enemies are. Don't go in there and stick your neck out if you don't have to. You'll always have dumb teammates that will do that for you on your team, so just let them do it, and you'll be able to figure out where the enemy is. My last tip, don't get too cocky. Right there, I knew there were people coming around the corner and I shouldn't have laid there, and I did, and that's why I died. So I hope you guys learned something. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Check the description for a list of all the tips, and thanks so much for watching.